Hey, and welcome to the CARPOOL HONCHO. You are with
Roro
and Dino.
Yeah.
And we are so rapt to have you with us here on the CARPOOL HONCHO today. And of course, carrying on with our incredible topic here for the month of March, leveraging
relationships. Like Barry White, eh?
Oh my goodness, last week we had an incredible guest on. Tell us more about that.
Oh, such a special person in my life and yours, Dean.
Yeah.
Julia O'Brien from Naked Marketing. Oh, what a special person, man.
Mate, how long has she been employed with you for?
She's been there just about the whole year we've been around, to be honest. Yeah.
Because Naked Marketing turned 1, had a birthday just the other day. Yesterday, actually, right? And she's been with you for that pretty much that whole year.
Yeah,
and what an incredible blessing that she has been to your business, eh?
It's a total blessing, man.
She started off as what? What was her role?
I think she was a marketing assistant when she started off. Yeah.
She's now an account manager.
Intern,
And looks after all your A-class clients, including the crate.
Yeah.
That's me, A-class client. Anyway, she spoke about being open and vulnerable as being her #1 tip that helps her live life lighter and easier in the realm of relationships.
Yeah.
And we're talking about the whole concept of how do you manage people, manage relationships in your life to get the best out of them. Tell us more about what you got out of it.
So I think that vulnerability is a key aspect, because Brene Brown actually talks about vulnerability as being your hugest and your biggest strength in life in building relationships. Now, a lot of people don't think that because our egos obviously drown that quite a bit. But she just really, by being vulnerable, she builds her relationship with herself firstly. So making her okay with herself and who she is as Julia O'Brien. Then that filters through to her personal relationships, maybe romantic, and even her business relationships. So it's a whole ecosystem of relationships that are built and they're really solid because of her belief in herself and also that vulnerability.
There were some incredible tips. You really got to go back and watch the show, because she spoke about how when she was at school and just a teenager, how you kind of lived that kind of superficial life where you're trying to kind of please everybody else. But that kind of got to a bit of a rock and a hard place for her, where she sort of hit that kind of wall moment in her life where she thought, I can't do life like this anymore. And she began to bit by bit test the waters of being vulnerable with people. And now it's a natural gift. And it's nothing that she tries hard to do, she just does it. And that's really what the show is all about at the moment during this lifestyle series, is just find those things that can come easy. We can learn to make it a habit. We can push repeat in that area of our life, and it serves us. And it's so cool. Today,
guys, this is gold. Tune in and check it out.
Today we have an incredible guest. Woo! He's known as that awesome guy.
The awesomest guy.
The awesomest guy. We're so excited to have our next guest in the car. Come on, let's welcome him in today. Yeah! Who is it? It's gonna be the one, the only. Ladies and gentlemen, it is CAM CALKOEN.
The one and only.
Inspirational speaker, not only to every New Zealander, but globally. This guy is an absolute legend.
Yeah, Cam.
And it's
so good to be back. We've done this before.
We have.
Round two.
Oh, so cool. Cam, obviously you're an absolute legend, and you have really spoken to the hearts of so many New Zealanders, and of course so many people around the world. And we are this earth, this world is so much better with people like you around, mate. We are honoured to have you in the car today as our CARPOOL Honcho. Thank you for coming along.
I just take the energy of people that have made me feel good, like you guys, and I repackage it, and but you know, small words inspire big actions.
Hey, we've got an amazing topic, as you know, leveraging relationships. Such a key thing, hey.
Massive. And that's how, I think that's how we're all here, right? Is through connections, relationships. And giving and receiving and making it all work.
Beautiful. So cool. So we're going to ask you what your big tip is when it comes to leveraging relationships. But before we go any further, of course, we can't go past thanking our amazing sponsors. We've got a couple, but one of them in particular is our incredible Toyota.
Yeah. And that's a joint sponsor, right? I mean, you guys have them, I have them, and together we make a world of difference. So.
Yeah. We are absolutely honoured to be flying the flag for such an incredible brand.
And it is an incredible brand, you know, and it just gets people believing in the thing of like growing better New Zealanders and seeing them achieve what they want to achieve on the world stage.
It's so funny because I was thinking, what song we're going to use to intro Cam? And of course, it came up with Crazy! And I thought, Toyota! But that's who you are, mate. You are just one of those people that are crazy, but crazy cool, and lift people's hearts and spirits. So anyway, over to our sponsors. Today's podcast is driven by our friends at Albany Toyota.
And we are fed by our mates at Sal's Pizza.
And our tunes are brought to you from The Sound Store.
Number one tip is, and I think you guys have been a part of this, is I do audio messages to people, right? So I kick off a day and I'm like, hey Dean, how's it going? Happy New Year. Homeball is awesome in your life. This is what's going on for me.
Nice. Bro, you've done that to me twice this year. Twice. I feel honoured.
But then, so I do it because it's like, when you wake up in the morning, you set your intention for the day, right? And if I'm messaging someone and I'm like, yo, Dean, COVID, the house market, like all this stuff. And right now, as I'm saying that, I'm feeling heavy, I'm seeing darkness. But if I go in and I say what is also on my mind, hey Dean, it's a beautiful day, you rock, this is what's going on, my energy is lifted and that makes me feel better and happier, and it does for a whole lot of people.
I love it. Nice. So just to be absolutely clear with our listeners, right, I'm up at Kaikohe visiting my parents just before Christmas actually, and I'm literally walking down the road there and I get this WhatsApp message from CAM CALKOEN, you know, so I play on it and it's this, I don't know, a minute long, 30 seconds to a minute long voice message from Cam, just saying how much he's loving life, that he's wanting the best for me in the year ahead, that he's thinking of me, and he's got some cool idea, some thought of the day, and he's just encouraging me. Mate, I just sort of went from like this to, wow, like I feel $1 million, you know? And of course, I couldn't help but get back on and just say, mate, I need more people like you in my life. Every time I hear from you, I think I just can't help but say, Cam, everyone needs a Cam in their life. So, bro, thank you.
And it's cool because when you text or something or email something, there's a possibility of losing your energy, right? Or you've got to think grammar and all of this stuff, because stuff can be taken out of context. Yet when it's spoken and the tone is there,
you're in control. You're in control of what you want to pass on.
Totally. And therefore that's having the impact that you want to have.
So when do you do this? Is this something you do daily? Is it something you do weekly? How do you sort of structure that into life as part of your habit?
Yeah, I aim to do it daily and I aim to do it in the morning. Like I find it a motivator for getting me out of bed.
Yeah.
I've been like,
so you were thinking of me in bed?
Let's not go there, Dean.
He wakes up in the morning.
That's why I had to get up. It
was having a nightmare. So we got this whole series about relationships, mate, and we were talking about with our last episode just about circling and encircling ourselves with really good infectious people, with good values, good morals, good energy. And both of you guys in front here are definitely part of my life and those good values and just their good energy. So thank you very much. You are incredible.
Love it.
Thank you so much for your positivity, man.
Thank you.
So give us the why. Why is this so important in your life to actually do this and give that energy out and build relationships and that sort of thing? Tell us why.
First up, I remember being at school and this guy came in and spoke to us and he just had so much energy And I was like, well, I want to be like that. You know, I love it. But what really drove and inspired me, why I do the voice text is, I remember I was flying somewhere and I jumped on Facebook and I could no longer see this person that I'd once been connected with.
Oh yeah.
And so I messaged them and I said, hey, yo, like, what's up? Like, we used to be connected and now we're not. And they said, I went through and I only want to be connected with people that give me value.
Hey.
Right? Which is totally understandable.
What's that? Give you value.
Give you value, right? And I get that because we can have thousands of people and I understand that. But from my point of view, I was gutted because I was like, you do give me value. Every single one of my followers gives me value, but they may not, as this person realized, they may not know it.
Yeah.
Right? So I was waking up at 5 o'clock in the morning and I'd think of someone and be like, that's who I'm doing it for.
Oh, nice.
But what I wasn't doing is I wasn't contacting that person and letting them know. I wasn't saying, oh, Dean, Roy, thank you for being who you are.
Yeah.
And so that's why I started realizing that that was my motivation. And to write an email or a text took ages. I'm a speaker. I've monetized my voice. So why wouldn't I use my voice to build that connection with people?
And I think, you know, I've said it before, but we got this inherent need in our lives to be loved. And even though we might say we don't, we do. But I think the key is to just tell people, man. Yeah. Because, you know, often we'll have a down day, and when Dean tells me how much he loves me, it just like brightens up my day, doesn't it?
And we don't know what's going on in someone else's day. And the number of times I'll get a feedback and it'll be like, Cam, I needed that today.
Bro,
I needed that.
I love about you and what I'm hearing here. You know, there's that saying that says, are you the same person in the dark that you are in the light? In other words, when you're in front of everybody, you're one person, but when you're in the dark and no one else is around, are you authentically the same person? But in your case, are you the same person off stage as what you are on stage? In other words, you can be the most positive Mr. Cam Calkoen, that awesome guy on stage, which you are, but here you are at the start of each day being the true self and getting up and loving on, motivating, and giving encouragement and inspiration to people. You know, just on a single level, right? Not for the glory, not for the fame, but because you genuinely love people. And that is such an amazing habit. It's such a cool routine to get into that you start each day not focusing on your own belly button, you know. And
it's a pretty good looking belly button.
I don't want to know. But you know, so often people are, you know, they say nasal gazing at themselves and on their own problem, their own situation. Whereas you wake up and go, you know what? I'm thinking of who can I think of today that I can reach out to and lift them just a little bit higher. Just take them up a notch or two in their thinking, their emotions, their positivity, their hope, their dreams, right?
But it also lifts me up, right? And so who I am on stage is a reflection of life and going, if I'm feeling this, other people are feeling this, right? So with this tip and this resource, it's that sometimes I may wake up and I may not be feeling the energy that I want to be putting out, right? I may not be feeling that enthusiastic until I open up a message and I send it to Dean and I send it to Roy and I change my tone. But what I've done is I've changed my tone for the day. So it's not about being the super motivated, energetic, woo, 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 every single person, every single day, but it's knowing that that gets the results I want.
I love what you guys are saying, and I heard this on a podcast the other day, that if you wake up in a bad mood and you're not feeling good, which all of us do at times, all you have to do is focus on what you're going to do to bless somebody else. If you take the focus off yourself and you put it on somebody else, it changes your day like this. Try it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Tell me, is there a little bit of selfishness in this where you go, man, I just love hearing back. I love hearing back. Does that do something to you?
Yeah, I love standing ovation when I speak.
Yeah.
I love. Hey Cam, that's just what I needed. If I don't hear back, I do naturally go, oh, did they get it? Did I not like it? You know, and that's human, right? It's human to be wondered how things have been perceived. But I also get to the end of the day, and it's about achieving a personal best each day, and I go, what things made this day awesome? I contributed my message to someone else, whether they heard it, liked it, didn't hear it, loved it. None of that actually should impact or influence who I am.
That's right. Bring it on. And of course, you know, and I think it's so important that often people give what they need, if that makes sense. So, you know, if someone's a touchy-feely person, then they love being touched. They often touch others, right? If they love encouragement or you know, positivity or words, they often give it because they're looking for it. And it's not a bad thing. It's just because that's important to them. But as you sow, you shall reap, right? If you give, you'll get back. And so I think a great thing for our listeners to hear today, that if you're looking for support, if you're looking for wisdom, if you're looking for encouragement, serve it, give it, throw it out there through this amazing tip of just jumping on your phone through Facebook Messenger, WhatsApp, whatever sort of online tool you use, not just a text, a voice recording, even a video. Hey, Cam, I'm thinking about you this morning, brother, and send it off. And just the impact that someone would stop and go, far out, they were thinking about me today. They're going to want to give something back, and that's not a selfish thing, not a bad, like you're saying. It's nice to be applauded when you're on stage, and it's nice to be acknowledged for what you do. But it's a loving thing, right? It goes both ways. And you just take whatever the world gives you to make it bigger and better, and you know, you start to realize that people like it and people are responding to it, and that it can have a really positive impact on who you are.
Do you know that there's something common, that's a common thread that's running through our series this month?
What is it?
Vulnerability. Cam's talking about that as well, right? Yeah, I love it.
It's cool. Hey, so do you do one of these a day or a couple a day? Like, and what sort of positive impact has it had in your life?
Sometimes I'll get into a real flow and it'll be like 9:30 and I'll be like, holy moly, I've been doing this for an hour. Or, you know, you start going back and forward with someone and they start opening up to you as well. Just at the beginning of this year, I did it to a friend of mine, and again, someone I hadn't spoken to for a while. And she came back to me and said, hey Cam, awesome, love your energy. We're currently looking for people for a new TV show. What? I'm going to put you forward for it, right?
Oh, yeah.
And so I had a phone call with the producer, and it didn't actually work out for this show that's coming up now. But what it did is it put us in each other's orbit. He's now someone that will receive a message from me. And that is, you know, I didn't expect that to come out of it.
That is so cool.
And it is just that reminder of, I have had talks come out of it. It's just, we're getting bombarded with like emails and texts. And so part of the motivation for it was that this was a way of communicating to those that you need to be communicating with in a way that no one else is communicating. You know, it's leaving a voice message or sending a text.
Very cool. I love it.
So amazing, man. You know, I think that a lot of people are going through there's a lot of people hurting out there at the moment. You know, people have lost their jobs, people have lost their businesses. There are you know, a lot of doom and gloom without sort of going through and naming it all. But it's very easy to sort of be in a position where you can go, you know what, I've got nothing. You know, like what do I do next? But you've actually got to sometimes put yourself out there. You know what I mean? And I think by, you know, someone could be listening today and feeling like there's low as low, but maybe you can just go through your contact list on your phone and go, who's 5 people that I could reach out to? Don't ask them for anything, but just offer them a little bit of a, hey, just think of you today, hope you have a great day. Puts your name out there in front of someone. And it could be that, just like that, someone goes, oh, I'm looking for someone like you.
Yeah.
I'm needing a business partner.
Yeah.
I've got this cool idea. Would you be interested?
Yeah.
And before you know it, you've got a job, or you've got what you need, right?
Yeah. And or you've got a better friendship, right? You've connected with someone. The benefits is huge. And in this, like, kind of is like almost whatever you put into it, you'll get out of it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna start doing that more. Thanks, Cam.
Let's go.
You're welcome.
Love it.
Cool. So, are we going on to the tips now? We need to talk to our audience, and you've got so many great tips for our audience. Can you tell us what are the practical ways you would go about your day actually enforcing these things and this habit to generate better relationships and better habits with your people in your life?
Yeah, so for me, tips and habits, if you can build a habit around something that comes to you kind of naturally, you're gonna win, right? And so I was thinking about this, and it's like, people come into our mind. We might drive past someone and go, actually, I used to go to the building to get my uniform. Or, you might see something that reminds you of someone. At the point that you're reminded of someone, why don't you just message them?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Keep it very simple, or see something that reminds you of someone. If that person comes into your thought,
nice.
And we're all connected somehow. And very often, like you say, that person comes into your mind and there's actually a valid reason for it. I mean, you wouldn't even know, but then if they tell you, oh man, I've just gone through a really tough time. And, so often that happens to us. I don't think it's just out of the blue. That's really, I think we are connected as souls and human beings.
And to have that real connection with people is the best form of just changing perspective on your situation and on your perceived reality. So, and it takes 20 seconds, 10 seconds, 5 seconds, a minute, like however long or short you want that message to be.
How much does it
but
cost you?
It doesn't nothing. Right? Nothing.
This is what I love about this series.
It gives me more than it costs me for sure, because it creates opportunities and it makes us feel good, right?
Yeah.
And when we feel good, we can never underestimate how much that is to our value and our well-being, and therefore what we put into our day, and therefore the return on our investment of that day.
And life's all about relationships, right? Back to that. I mean, we need to build relationships. We need to have people around us. We can't go through life and try and progress and build in life without good people around us. We have to invest in those people.
I wouldn't be a speaker if it hadn't been for people. I wouldn't have been an athlete if it hadn't been for people. I wouldn't have climbed Mount Kilimanjaro if it hadn't been for people. And so you don't, and you don't want to also not to put a dark spin on it, but you don't want to be at someone's funeral and that's where all the good stuff shared.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, share it now.
Yeah.
Don't wait.
Oh
man.
I'm gonna cry, but I just mate, I love it. Hey Cam, it's been so cool to have you in your car, but mate, I'd love, before we move off or move on, I really would love just to hear a little bit more about what's going on in your world in the area of speaking, and we know that you're a well sought after man. How do people get hold of you? What sort of gigs are you doing? I know that things are changing in this environment at the moment. Tell us a bit more about what you're up to, man, and how you're influencing Kiwis. I know that's been on your heart for the last couple of years in a big way.
Kiwis and people around the world, and if this COVID season has created one thing, is opportunities to make your back doorstep as big as you want it to be. And so I've been really, obviously can't get on as many stages as often as I would like. It comes up and then there's a level change or an outbreak, and so I've gone, what do I like doing? And I like creating experiences for people. I like exceeding expectations. I like putting on a show, and in this virtual space, I actually get to have full control of my show. So I'm putting together videos for people and pumping those out to the team, and so I'm just looking at that. for the future of CAM CALKOEN, it will never replace the real on stage thing. That is why I'm here. This is what I do. But it's about looking for other opportunities, and so they're coming out through social media. Instagram, Facebook.
Wow.
LinkedIn is growing. LinkedIn has grown massively since lockdown.
What's your website URL there?
Yeah. My name. It will come up here. Maybe not.
Let's get it up there. We will get it up.
CamCalkoen.com.
Yeah, thanks, Cam. And you know what? Please don't stop doing what you're doing, mate.
Oh, no way.
People need you, bro.
No way, man.
You need you.
You know what?
Get yourself out there, man.
That thing of stopping what we're doing because of the world changing, do you know how much effort it takes to become someone else? I thought about it. I was like, do I maybe go and sell houses? Do I maybe go and sell insurance? But I'd have to rebuild my whole thing. And so the effort that I'd then be, if I put that same effort into what I've been doing for the last 18 years, I get the way better result from doing what I've been doing for 18 years than having to start again.
You're developing better skill. Different
You
skill.
are, and I mean, there's a whole other discussion, But there are people that there are people that are maybe changing what they're doing, and I just want to think if you put the same effort into rebuilding as to something completely new as you do into recreating something you've always done, where is their dream result going to be?
Wow.
Wonderful.
So cool. So cool.
Cool, guys.
Love it.
How good was that? We're literally back. We've done a circle.
What a cool drive.
And you thought I'd finished.
I'm a one-hit wonder, baby. I can't recreate that stuff.
Hey, Cam. We this year making a few little shameless plugs about Naked Marketing and the Crate, because that's who we are, and that's why we're in the car. And of course, the real sponsors behind this and forking out the cash to make this happen are those companies. But I know that you've been a client of Naked Marketing. Can you tell us a little bit about what that's meant to you?
Oh, Naked Marketing, thank you. So I came and I met with Tash and Rory, and it was just this perfect combination of being like, I want to have a better social media presence, and what does my branding look like? And we redid it, right? Like,
awesome,
we
man.
brought yellows, we brought color, and as with anything, whoever teaches you, you've even got to embrace it. And, I've embraced it to a certain level, but the more that you embrace it, the better results you're always going to be, right? So these guys give you everything you need to then decide how much you decide to embrace that.
Thank you, mate. Hey, and I just want to give a plug to the Crate. We're talking about relationships, people. I've found so many good people at the Crate, and it's all about community and good people. And we can't go through life without good people. And at the Crate, we have got amazing people with the same goals, same ambitions, and we're all helping each other. So if you want a desk space, you need space, you want to be with good people, speak to Dino.
Come along to thecrate.co.nz. Have a good day, people.
Does that make me crazy?